Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. It's been a hot minute since I made a language learning video, so I thought it would be nice to come on here and just update you guys on where I'm at, what I'm planning on doing, and all things surrounding languages. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Hello, if you're new here, my name is Amina. I like to make videos about books and reading, productivity, girl chats, vlogs, and language learning. Language learning is a huge passion of mine. I have so many languages that I want to learn in the future, and I really want to showcase how I'm learning, the things that I learned, tips that I have, and things that I'm struggling with. And I think that this is one of these videos where I'm kind of sharing more of a struggle than any tips or anything like that. The language I'm currently learning is Spanish. I've been learning Spanish, I feel like my entire life, if I'm being honest, but I feel like I'm struggling to get past the intermediate plateau. And if you don't know what that is, pretty much the intermediate plateau is something that so many language learners experience. And how it pretty much works is when you're first learning a language and you don't know anything, you have everything to learn, and so you make progress so much, like you're constantly learning new things, so you're just always on an uphill trend and making progress. And it also helps with motivation because you're like, you can start seeing yourself learning things, and you can now say new things, introduce yourself, say how you're doing, how old you are, and just literally learning everything from scratch. So when you get to the intermediate level, you start to notice that the progress starts to slow in a little bit just because there's less to learn. And the things that you do need to learn, they're more advanced and they take more time, and it's not always just like memorization. It's like you really have to maybe take more time trying to understand things rather than just the basics. So in this intermediate plateau, in the beginning stage, you're up and up and up, and then once you hit that plateau, it's kind of like stagnant growth right before you hit that advanced level and you get back into progressing. So I am currently in that plateau, and I feel like I've been plateauing for quite a while. Honestly, I think it just has a lot to do with like life changes and priorities, and language learning just wasn't a priority for me anymore, which sucks because anytime I hear Spanish, I live in Florida, so I'm hearing it all the time. I get reminded of the like urge and how much I want to learn it. I have family who is Hispanic, and I'm just like, I want to learn. And so I feel like I have to change my approach to language learning. I feel like in the past I was very like flashcard, memorization, Notion page, and the whole shebang. And I'm not saying that I'm anti that, but I think at just this stage in my life, it's just not gonna work for me. And I noticed too with my like monthly resets, when I make goals and I try to incorporate it into my day, it's just not working out. I don't want to sit and just force myself to watch a video or force myself to learn something, and I guess think that that's gonna work when it hasn't been working in the past. So I'm going to completely change how I am approaching language learning right now and try a different approach until maybe priorities shift again and things get different. I just want to incorporate it into my life, period. I don't want to schedule in like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, watch a video, take notes, do lesson plans. I don't want to do that. I don't think that that's really working for me right now. I kind of just want to have Spanish so incorporated in my day-to-day life that I'm just constantly exposed to it and learning it. And so instead of telling myself what days to expose myself to Spanish, just always do that. Whether it means changing my phone to Spanish, or only listening to Spanish music, only watching Spanish shows, whatever that is, that's what I'm trying to do. And I think that would be really helpful for me because then I'm just always surrounded by it, and it's almost like I'm forced to learn it and hopefully make progress. So many people learn different languages in different ways, and I think it's time for me to start to diversify my learning and see what works, a lot of trial and error and all that stuff. And if it fails, not just be like, okay, I'll try again next month, just like completely scrap it and do something else. So yeah, that is my plan for now. I think it would be fun to take you through a day of how I incorporate Spanish into my day-to-day life, and also maybe share new TV shows or YouTubers or whatever that I like. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Let me know if you're learning Spanish or what language you are learning so I can see who's in this with me. I feel like I made the most progress when I had like consistent friends that I talked to that spoke Spanish, and then we just only really spoke in Spanish. If you don't know, I recommend Tandem all the time because I feel like it's a great app to talk to people who are native in your target language. I think that can also be a really good option for me, but I think that sometimes it can get hard to find some people who you connect with, especially if you're busy and you can't respond all the time. So that's something that I haven't been doing as much, but I know that that's also a really good option to do. I'm gonna try to gear this towards the 4 elements of language learning, which is speaking, reading, writing, and listening. Me and everybody else has different strengths in each of those categories. Just like in your native language, someone might be a better speaker than you are, or reader, writer, vice versa. And for right now, I am the strongest in reading, then writing, then listening, then speaking, or maybe speaking and listening. I feel like maybe speaking and listening could be tied right now, which sucks because that to me is the most important thing. I'm not here to write a novel in Spanish. It would be fun to read a novel, but that's not why I'm learning Spanish. I'm here to like talk and connect with people in Spanish. So I need to make speaking and listening my top priority and hopefully make this new plan geared towards that. Lots of content without subtitles because like I said, I'm pretty good at reading. It's like my best skill out of all these. So I feel like it's kind of cheating for me to have subtitles on while watching a show or a YouTube video, and really learning lyrics and just singing. Like I feel like that's a great way to learn, and I feel like that's a tip that I've not taken the most advantage of doing. So yeah, I'm going to try my best to do all this and then hopefully update you and see how this goes. A lot of the times I update you guys on my monthly reset, which I do every month, and it's not just languages, it's literally every goal and aspect of my life for the most part. So if you want to be updated on all of that, then be sure to watch my monthly resets. And yeah, I hope to make more language videos in the future. Languages was the primary reason I made a YouTube channel. Fun fact, like I just loved languages so much. I wanted to make a community of people and find a community of people who are interested in language learning. And the fact that it's like now one of my least made videos is kind of disappointing, and I definitely want to change that. But life goes on, priorities change, and I'm not saying I'm not going to do that anymore, but at this season in my life, because I'm not actively learning as much as I would like, it means that it shows in my videos. So hopefully that will change, and then I can make more language learning videos because I have a whole list of ideas that I would like to do once it becomes like a huge priority for me again. So I just wanted to update you guys on where I'm at. I would love to know where you guys are at. If you don't know, I have a playlist all about languages and language learning. My first video and my most popular video ever is a video about free language learning apps and resources. So I highly recommend you guys watch that video if you haven't already, because it gives a lot of free resources to help all of us learn languages. I also have a video about like how to learn for free and at home, and videos about what they don't tell you about learning a language and all that stuff. Honestly, I feel like I have some pretty fire videos in that playlist. So if you haven't checked it out, go ahead and do so, and don't forget to subscribe. I will keep you all updated on where I'm at with this intermediate plateau and all that. It's really an interesting area to be in, if I'm being honest. Let me know if you guys can relate to this, if you've ever experienced this or are currently experiencing an intermediate plateau, because girl, it can go on for years. Like there's no time period for this, and I feel like that's what's been making me struggle with saying I'm fluent in Spanish. I just feel like I'm stuck in this like bubble of saying I'm learning Spanish, I understand some Spanish, and I'm like losing confidence in myself, because if I'm being honest, I can speak Spanish, and I feel like I need to keep telling myself I speak Spanish, I know Spanish, but this plateau has been really like hindering my confidence, and I need to get over it. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.